So really quick, I'm kind of finished with the work for right now. I might do a little bit more tweaking with the intonation and try to get it a little bit better. But, so it's B flat, E flat, A flat, and D flat. So there's no G string. The highest note is A. Alright, GHS bass boomers. If they're good enough for Flea, they're good enough for me. Alright, so the body, it goes back to 98 is when I got it. So maybe it was made in 97, but I picked it up in 98. And is a Mexican-made Fender. All right. The first thing I did was the Badass Bridge. That brand isn't around anymore, but they still make components as far as saddles and stuff to go with it. And they still, I think Hip Shot still does stuff for that, because it was just such a popular bridge that a lot of things afterwards are based off. Or anyways, so the first thing I did was the bridge, and then pretty soon after I did the Bartolone. Alright, so I did the Thunderbird shape because of Mike Watt. And what I like about Bartolone, you have blades. You have two blades underneath the epoxy, and so you don't have any gaps in your coverage as far as your magnets. And then it's covered in epoxy, so when my string comes in contact, you don't have that ugly clipping that you get with open poles. The original neck was converted into fretless, and that's long gone. At one point, I don't remember the brand, but I had the neck off of something else, and it had a ebony fingerboard. And the other thing, I had to move the bridge up maybe like a half inch or 3/4 of an inch to get it to intonate. But that ebony fingerboard with the Bartolone just sounded so good. And when I had it fretless, I had Sandusky, I think blue labels. They might have been the black labels, but I think they were the blue labels that I picked up at the Bass Club Chicago when me and my sister Carrig went to see U2. So just kind of, I'm at the Bass Club Chicago, might as well get something, so I get these Sandusky flat wound strings, and so I had that on there with the fretless, and it sounded really good. It sounded really really woody. So anyways, so I was given this P bass, and at some point I put the neck off the P bass onto the Jazz body. All right. So like I said, I tried to do an acoustic chamber. All right. And so the last time, if you didn't watch the other video, I showed the hole in the back. Okay. Let me see if I can find. Anyways. All right. So let me flip it over. We'll turn the amp off. All right. So this is what's left of the Cigar Box acoustic chamber. 2 pieces of 1x, a bunch of wood epoxy, and then 2-part epoxy on the front under my leather pick guard, filled that hole right here, and this hole here. At one point I had an Aguilar 3-band EQ in it, and my thing was, you know, you just keep turning everything up because everything louder than everything else sounds better. And I can't remember the guy, but he just had an on-off switch on his bass, and I said, "Oh, I'll do you one better." And since then, I started going the pickup straight into the jack. But all this I opened up and I made this battery box hole for when it was an active bass. Let's see. So, oh yeah, so I should explain this. If you look really close, you can see the insane amount of layers that they put on when they painted this. You can see this. So this bass, the way it was made, it was gonna last, you know, through World War III. It was gonna last through nuclear Armageddon. See, yeah, the magnets there picked up that string that it clipped off from another project. Anyways, and when I did drugs, I tried things, and some of them worked, and I'm happy about them, and some of them, whatever. So, anyways, at some point, I just thought I had to free the wood, and so I went to town with a chisel and didn't do a very good job of it. It was probably around the same time that I was putting a hole in it. Drugs are bad. That's my conclusion there, but I'm okay with the end results as far as freeing the wood. Let's see, linseed oil. Linseed oil is your friend. So yeah, I kind of did the same thing with the back of the neck here, where I sanded off the factory finish and treated it with linseed oil. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. If I was gonna do anything else, and I'm not saying I'm gonna, but if I just had an abundance of funding and time, and you know, and I could set up an amp to, you know, make it viable, there is the original Jazz bridge hole here, so it'd be kind of cool one day to put a bridge pickup, probably a Bartoloni, the single coil voicing, and then do the two output, you know, like Billy Sheehan. Yeah, so all the holes are filled. These tacks that I got, they're a little bit bigger than I envisioned, but I'm fine with it. I'm pretty happy actually with how everything turned out. Plays great, sounds amazing. Today I just got the little Joyo practice amp down in the basement. I don't know, I can't remember what these are, like $40 or something. Great little practice amp. I have the gain up so it sounds yeah, so that's not a good representation of how the bass actually sounds, but good enough for YouTube. All right, have a good night.